This is a new ESA report. It's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Stories by McLean Kofi. And it basically says that government interventions intended to reduce youth employment have since 2015 failed to effectively address the issue. A report on the study by the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research has established. This is not just about government interventions. I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I wrote on Facebook. You see all these grant programs creating 1 million jobs, 2 million jobs, 10 million jobs. You go down to the ground and you do the analysis and you do the monitoring and realize that actually a lot of the jobs we claim to create in this country are manufactured, or they are not created on the right foundation. So they are not jobs that last beyond projects and programs.
But also because we are not truthful sometimes.
True.
Because look, for instance, you're going to assess a grant, and as part of it, you must indicate the number of people you're employing and the number of people you're likely to employ with the assistance that you're going to be given. Now, people go in there and would tell you, I'm currently employing 5, 10. And by the time I'm done, I'd be employing, say, 20, 30.
Yeah.
Now, they would come back and tell you that we've employed 30 people. When they've not done that.
Say settings and packaging.
That's not the right thing to do. I mean, a typical example is the one district planting for food and jobs.
Yeah.
So at the time that the former agric minister Usofi Yakuto was talking about 745,000 jobs, he was talking about the fact that if you have, say, a hectare could be, you would employ, say, 4 people to work on that hectare for you. And I said, but I have 20 acres. That's about 20 acres. That's a lot of hectares. But guess what? I was doing that with about 4 people.
Do you know how they did that calculation? They take the number of fertilizer they think they have distributed. I'm saying they think they've distributed because a lot of the fertilizer we used our taxpayers' money to pay for, they didn't end up with farmers. So on paper, if they believe they are distributed 600,000 bags of fertilizer, for example, they'll say every acre will take four bags, right? So a hectare will take about 10 bags. So for that reason, they've distributed enough fertilizer to cover these number of hectares, so they've created those jobs. That's not how to do things.
Yeah, so you see, and for me, that's the point. And, so when you look at it, you say, when I do the calculation, people would actually go there and make all these points. And at the end of the day, nothing happens.
Yeah.
I've seen, you get people calling you sometimes, come for a facility, but this is how you have to go. They're trying to coach you. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Because at the end of the day, all they think about is a justification for the facility.
Yeah.
So this is what we have done. So a lot of our figures are settings.
Yeah. Settings. And on the government front, with duplication, you have YA, then you have yes, then you have this. You have that. YEA is doing. They're doing these models. NYA will get into models. Yes.
Then you have the NEIP. You have MASLOG, and all of these things are aimed towards job creation. Unfortunately, all we have done is to procure, and that's our problem. But I like what ISA is doing. I think it's the program would end on, say, Friday. I'd be there on Thursday to have a conversation about accountability and all. These days I like accountability. So I'm going to have a discussion about accountability. Let me say good morning to Dr. Redeemer Kra. He's a very good friend of mine and my supervisor. He's waiting for me. So I'm saying good morning to him.
So employment measures have not worked. We need to have a deeper conversation about this and interrogate how we are spending, how we are creating jobs, and how we can maintain and sustain jobs. Now, more from the Daily Graphic. Government releases 25 million Ghana cedis allowance for assembly members. That was a promise, and now it's been delivered. 25 million Ghana cedis allowance for assembly members. When is government going to release money for all the stalled projects and all the programs and other things?
Yeah, because the problem is that, and I just mentioned Dr. Redeemer Kra, who was telling us one day that Professor Adams had defined politics as winning political power and then deciding what the people would want. You then decide what the people want, so they maintain you in office and then you do it for them.
Yeah.
So the government has decided, and as they were campaigning, the decision was that let's pay assembly members. Let's say things that resonate with the people. And one of the things that the NPP did in the 2016 election, slogans work magic.
Sloganeering without impact.
No, because if you, in post 2016, if you asked you may have heard Dr. Kospio Gabra when he wanted to be flag bearer of the NDC at the time. He asked a question that, what did the NDC promise they're going to do? He went to a place people didn't remember, and he said, "What did the NPP promise they're going to do? One village, one D1,
one constituency, one ambulance,
1 million." A lot of these things. So that's what we're doing. But you ask, so the assembly member, is he worse off if you do not pay him this? Can the assembly member deliver if you do not give him this? What would it take the assembly member to deliver? What can the districts do to incentivize these assembly members?
And in paying these allowances to them, what deliverables are you expecting from them?
Look, I know people have made a lot of points about partisanship at our district levels, but you see, I have read a book by Professor Kwame Nahoy. He talks about elections at the local level. I think we've reached a point where we need to focus so much there. Whatever way we want to go about it, whether we want to make it partisan or not, let's elect our MMDCs.
Yeah.
Once we elect them, these promises will come from the MMDCs, and they would have to look for money to pay.
They have to raise their own municipal bonds. They have to increase their revenues. They have to
That
run
is it.
Why
Why must our taxpayers, our taxes, go into all of these things? And they get there, they don't do much. All they think about the next day is to be in good terms with the parties, the constituency executives, so that they are not told that you are hurting the party's chances.
So are you saying that your honorable assemblyman is not doing anything? They are not fixing potholes.
I say
they are not ensuring development control. They are not ensuring good healthcare delivery and education outcomes in your area. They are working, Winston. Assemblymen are working. Let's give them money.
Sure.
They are doing a lot of work. Some assemblymen are working.
They're not doing much.
Without them, the assemblies will not function. Without the assemblymen, the assemblies will not function. They are working. Let's give them the money. 25 million cry is too small. Let's give them more.
Yo.
More stories from the Daily Graphic. Winston will scrutinize government politics. Do you know who is speaking?
Who's that?
It's a Ghana Association of Fishermen and fisher folks, farmers and fishermen. They say they will scrutinize all of government's policies and ensure government does right by us. And the Interior Minister spoke yesterday. He says that we will deal with political vigilantism on the center spread of the Daily Graphic. And more.
Let me just share that with you. You know that bit. We have the audio here because he's been talking about the Ayawa's Ablekuma North election related violence. Listen.
Why up to about 72 hours we've not seen any swift action with regards to the other unfortunate incident? Let me say that we condemn this in no uncertain terms. I mean, that's, for me, it's a scar on all of us conscience that as people having practiced democracy for over 3 decades, we cannot simply just go and have election and it will be violent free. The Vice President is leading us, and she condemned it in no uncertain terms. If you could even come to my phone, you'll see that same day I forwarded all the videos that I had, and I asked IG, what are you doing about it? I said, look, we have to review the cameras, we have to look at it from all the angles. He has sent the crime scene guys there, the ICT guys are all working to make sure that we get it. But remember, that officer is somebody that we know, because he has a number, he has a name, we know where he is, we know where we station him, we can easily go after him. But these are guys who commit this sin and they vanish from the system. But we have to take time to track them. But assurance is that we are not going to allow this to go unpunished. Unless they flee the country. So long as they are around, they should be rest assured. The law will have to take its course. Because we cannot allow this to happen in our country. And you can be rest assured that, and I trust in the professionalism of the IGP and his team, that they are going to do a good job. So be rest assured that will be done.
Okay, so that's Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, Interior Minister. It's been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What have we done? We've seen them. Now, when we saw the policeman, we interdicted him. Okay? How about the party elements? That one,
Yeah.
the police cannot arrest them. The police don't know where they are. Of course, the police know where they are. They didn't just vanish from the polling stations. They were there.
Yeah.
They were there. And it didn't end there. You had the CEO of the Youth Employment Agency conferring the title of Flying Python on one of them. So if the police wants to arrest the people, they can arrest them. Sometimes, I mean, they should credit us with some level of this thing. You tell us, oh, we are working. If they wanted to, they would have arrested them long ago.
You know the truck I was talking about that took the thugs in. If the police wants to find the final destination of that truck, they can even find it.
Yeah.
Don't we have cameras all over the city?
We do.
If you start from that point, you look at all the cameras around that area, you can trace where the vehicle came from.
Yeah.
And where it went to after this. The vehicles have number plates.
Exactly.
If the number plates were fake number plates, that's different. You cannot trace, but you can use the cameras within the city, or the cameras don't function.
They function because the police are able to send warnings to people.
Yes, the cameras function.
Yes.
So if you want to work, we can really work. And Muntaka, I like him. I like Muntaka because he was once my mother's student. So I don't fight him giddy giddy, but Honorable Muntaka, look, Asawasi, we saw it. We saw how you had to jump onto ballot boxes to prevent anything in that particular area and to get into parliament. You condemned it because it happened to you. You were slapped left, right, center. It's not like it didn't happen to you. You felt it, so he who feels it knows it more. And now you have the power to deliver justice, to restore integrity to the process. And you must do it.
Now.
You must not do it next week or tomorrow. You must do it. But you felt it. We heard the sound of the slap that landed on your face. You've demanded justice for years. Now you have the opportunity to sanitize the system. Sanitize it.
Great. Kojo, so let's get into the daily guide.
Yes, but before I go to the daily guide, the graphic business Stanbic Bank breakfast is today, and there are details in the daily graphic. You may want to check it out, but we are bringing it live to you here.
Yeah,
also
sustaining forest gains, business and economic impact. Now, RNAQ Foundation rolls out food bank project from the 1st of August. Opayado represents Ghana at Global Citizen Summit. Capital Bank collapse, Atu-Essien a scapegoat. That's according to John Appiah, and on the front page, and has been talking about, the fact that that Atu-Essien received a finder's fee of 27.5 million, which he described as common practice for intermediaries in such transactions. And he's questioning the legal consistency of the ruling, pointing out that the then managing director of Capital Bank, who was accused of authorizing the 27.5 million payment, was acquitted, yet Essien was convicted for receiving same amount. And so this is all part of the campaign to have Atu-Essien granted presidential pardon. NPP bans campaign posters ahead of delegates confab is here, and BOG spent $1.4 billion on forex intervention in the first quarter, according to the IMF. And this morning, once the governor shows up, he's the chairman for the graphic business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting. He'll be addressing all of these issues today, so you don't want to miss any bit of the program.
Let's go to the overseer. NPA judiciary joined forces to crack down on petroleum sector crimes. The Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen is also here. They've elected Michael Kwete Tete as its president. Ablekuma North, a wake-up call for Akwetia by election. This is Muntaka. So he says that they'll put all the measures in place to prevent what happened in Ablekuma North from happening in Akwetia. And Asempa FM's Ekosi saying supports renal patients with 100,000 Ghana cedis. They are urging the government to absorb the full cost of dialysis care, and we strongly stand with Asempa in this call. We need to do that. We think that it's doable, we can fund it, and we can sustain it. And whilst we do that, we need to also undertake a national campaign on healthy lifestyles and healthy eating, so that a lot of these kidney problems that we are seeing these days, we can prevent and reduce them.
Great. So let's get to the graphic business and looming crisis. Energy sector faces $2.2 billion shortfall. And we're told that the IMF has warned that Ghana's energy sector is projected to face a significant shortfall of 2.2 billion by end of the year, and the financial strain is attributed to mounting losses at ECG, delayed tariff adjustment, and rising power generation cost. And the IMF's revelation has raised concerns about the long-term sustainability of the energy sector financing and government's fiscal consolidation efforts under the extended credit facility arrangement.
So what are the three reasons?
Delayed tariff adjustment.
Okay.
Rising power generation cost. Losses at ECG.
Rising power generation costs. Now we have more gas.
Yes, which will reduce it.
Crude oil prices have come down.
Which will reduce
So how is that rising?
Go ahead.
And then there is the ECG commercial and distribution losses. They have promised that they are going to work on it.
They haven't.
In fact, by end of year, ECG should come with an update on how their collections have been and how they've reduced those losses, right? Anyway, let's go to Daybreak. Daybreak has Ghana Navy reinforce GPHA Navy reinforced strategic alliance for port security. Ghana Link is denying Broken Down Scanner's claim, and IGP restores justice in police service, promotes victimized cops. And if you go to my Joe online, no vigilante group can defy a determined police. CDD Ghana's Dr. Kojo Asante. I think that we all need to agree to change that vigilante expression to tax. So no tax can defy a determined police. We should not keep calling these people vigilantes. It's a wrong expression and it's a wrong definition of what they do. They are just thugs and criminals. They are not Batmans and Robin Hoods and Supermans and those people. They are just thugs, criminals. We should call them thugs and criminals. Afanya Markin under fire for strange elevation comment to Esikado MP over Zaneto is on the front page of my Joy Online. Ekwefie defied MPP orders. Now she apologizes over Ablekuma North rerun.
Now, did she defy the NPP's orders?
And the NPP said we are not going to go into that election.
Oh, okay. Now, did the NPP's national treasurer show up there?
But if the party says we are not, and the treasurer shows up,
did Kennedy Ejapong support her?
Is he an executive?
Did Brian Echampong support her?
Is Brian an executive?
Did Dr. Baumia, a member of NEC, of National Council, support her?
But
no, I'm just asking.
Okay.
No, I'm just asking. Did all these people support the woman?
They did.
And yet she defied party orders.
Over 700,000 cedis in donations.
Did they also defy party order?
Who said they were helping their friend?
Let's get to the BBC. To defy party order. When some of them were at the meeting.